So I was getting ready to make a different video on this channel for today when I was scrolling through the top trending videos on YouTube and I came across this brand new Miley Cyrus music video and I watched it and I immediately felt like I needed to make this video. Not because it offended me or anything, like you can't just get mad or respond against things just because they offend you, but because there are some messages and visuals in this song and music video that have some pretty dangerous moral implications that I felt like I need to address. And because this video is currently going viral online as we speak, these messages and visuals will reach the eyes of millions of people over the next few days. So I wanted to offer kind of a counter perspective to any negative impacts this video might have. Now, what I perceived this song and music video's intent to be was somewhat of a feminist freedom movement, you might say. And in saying that, I readily acknowledge that I am a male, and I fully understand and am well aware that my perspective will be different from a female's perspective. And I in no way want to tell anyone how to live their life, especially someone of the opposite sex, someone whose shoes I will never be able to walk in. But there are many things that I found troubling about the song and music video, the first of which being that the music video is pornographic. The video is extremely provocative, and especially because this is going to be a top trending video online, there are going to be millions of young people who come across this video who especially should not be exposed to that kind of visual imagery. But for all people, this kind of sexual imagery can lead to lustful thoughts, disordered romantic expectations, excessive and unnecessary sexual activity, and overall, a warped idea of love. But obviously the video is intended to be provocative, which is supposed to tie in some way to this kind of feminist freedom movement. And this movement and this message is really something that needs to be addressed. Freedom is beautiful. Freedom is a good thing. We believe that God gave humans this freedom as an act of love to his creation, right? But what does it mean to be free? And I think this is where Miley's message got it wrong. What the song and video seems to be promoting is that women should have the freedom to openly and actively express their sexuality with their bodies. Between the visual imagery, between the costume in the video, between messages in the video such as my body, my rules, or virginity is a social construct, one of the major themes seems to be sexual freedom for women. I get the idea that it seems more often than not that exclusively men are making rules about what women can or cannot do with their body, and that comes across to be oppressive. I hear that. But is such a radical openness to sexual activity and sexual expression the right way to live? There are a few messages in the video that I especially want to address. The first of which, coming across the screen on the video around the 2-minute mark saying, not an object. I have to say that one really stumped me. The message of this video, as I've said, seems to be very sex heavy, especially in the provocative sexual imagery. And if women, or men, by the way, are encouraged to more openly and actively express their sexual desires through giving their body through sexual activity and whatnot, that so easily can lead to the objectification of a man or woman's body. Like, this freedom to use your body as you please far too easily turns rational human beings with a soul and a mind and a personality and emotions and feelings into just a sexual object. And the second message I had to question comes across the screen around the 1 minute and 10 seconds mark with the words, sin is in your eyes. Because that's saying that sin, I guess in this context, what is wrong versus what is right, is completely subjective. That for what is wrong for me might be completely okay for you. And you have to see why that would be worrisome. Because then, what is out of bounds? Is anything? What does life come to without certain underlying standards? And I have to see this as a misuse of freedom. Because freedom can't just be doing whatever you want without some sense of right and wrong. Freedom should come with an obligation to yourself and to those around you to uphold a certain measure of respect and dignity and love, to choose what is best in any situation. And I fully understand that there are many people who unfortunately feel unrespected, or that their dignity has been stripped of them because of the way they look or because of some aspect of their environment or their experience, and that's something that absolutely needs to be addressed and fixed. But I think the question needs to be asked of what are those standards and what does that freedom really mean? And I think that that is something that Miley's message has wrong. Freedom is something I think is so important and necessary, and no one should feel chained down or restricted by their environment or their experience. But I think the question really needs to be, how can I use my freedom to best respect the dignity of myself and of those around me with my body and my actions? I hope that message and that movement would be able to be spread and received as readily as this video seems to be. And if you agree, feel free to share this video with your friends. God bless.